Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box with the Technical Trader. It's Wednesday, June the 1st. And these are charts of the day. The market took a turn for the worse today, and a dramatic one with strong technicals and downside thrust. The indices appear to have broken. Of course, one of the things that's been missing in most intermediate pullbacks is downside follow-through. We'll see if we get it the next day or two. But as promised over the weekend, we need to do a review of the box of shorts. We're going to do that tonight, and maybe an opportune time to do so. Here we have a chart on Akamai Technologies, which has been on our bear list since the breakdown in February, and it bounced back here into the low 40s. Stock subsequently got down to about 31.5, 32, and bounced back up. It's in a bearish consolidation here, a breakdown from this level. We could see a quick move down towards 29, or about a 4-point drop. Indicated to you that Citigroup I thought was going lower. When it broke down below 43, it came down hard, bounced, formed a little bear flag, came down again and bounced, could not get through resistance, and now is back near the pullback levels of recent. I'm looking for a quick move down towards 38. If that's broken, perhaps a move down to 36 may ensue rather quickly. Cree, CREE in a bearish mode after the big drop in January, rallied back to resistance and stair-stepped its way lower for about 2 months, and finally moved sideways with an upside surge recently. Got right back up to its declining tops line here at the top of this parallel channel. And at this point, appears to be headed towards 34.5, 35, but we need to get through that 37.75, 30, let's say 38 first. So near-term target 38, secondary target 34.5. Let's move to 3D systems, DDD. Now, this stock recently split 2 for 1, which may be an opportunistic time sometimes to short them, as people who tend to, people who get extra shares in a split oftentimes will sell them, but more importantly, the stock just technically has rolled over. The breakdown occurred at the end of April. A little snap back to the neckline curve, made lower lows, snap back one more time to the declining tops line at the parallel channel top, and right now appears to be headed lower. We're looking for a move at this point that could get down to, and right now it's testing actually this prior high from December. That's a minor support level, but I'm looking for a breakdown below 16.5, which is my near-term target. Secondary target down around 14. DigitalGlobe broke down really hard early May, and then fell sharply for several sessions before bouncing and then forming a wedge. This wedge was broken to the downside today, down 60 cents. Looks like 22 initial target, secondary target down around 20. Dawson Geophysical. The top was broken here. The stock came down steadily over a 3-week span and then rallied back meekly and weakly with technicals not responding too much or too well. Right to resistance at the declining tops line, lateral price support here. And at this point, the down channel seems to be here. And if we do get a rollover, and today it began with a 98-cent drop, you can see this drop pretty quickly down towards 28.5 3/4. That's my trading target. Once it gets below 31, let's set that as our target. 31, 28 3/4. FST Forest Oil moved up to 31.40 today. It rolled over hard to 30.09. It was still up 19 cents, but a sharp reversal. And it appears that some of the oils, particularly the larger oils, are getting hit here. The way I've drawn this line, the lines in on this channel appear to be somewhere in this on this level. And I'll at this point set a trading target down around 28.5 short term. But beyond that, if we do get a break of the major rising channel and this line here where we have juxtaposition of these two trend lines, then the next level down would be in the 23-24 range. So keep an eye on that one. ITRI a couple days ago broke down below this key line and then tried to bounce back, but rather meekly yesterday. And today was back down 68 cents. I think that the back of this thing was broken, and we're in a downtrend, that's for sure. The channel bottom is about 39 to 40 zone. That's my secondary target. My initial target is 45. Kraton Performance Polymers has been in a sharply rising trend. You can see that it broke hard in early May. It formed a wedge, tried to break out of it to the upside, did by 1 day here, and then moved sideways for 2 days. If it breaks down from here, and we have $40 resistance, both moving average and price resistance, and we can see a rollover in this one that creates a down channel with an objective down around the 31 range. That's my secondary target. My initial target is 34.5. Lamar advertising. As I said, most of the advertising stocks for me look terrible. Lamar has been in this declining channel for the last 3 months. This bear wedge was broken. Stock rallied back to the declining tops line and moving average this morning, and then reversed sharply from 29.62 to 28.33, down 71. As volume picked up sharply, 1.9 million. This looks like a broken stock. If we take out this level, and that may occur tomorrow morning, I expect to see the stock visit the mid-20s, around 25, 5.5 zones in the next target. LFT's been suspended for the last several sessions. When this opens, I expect it to open sharply lower. LXK, Lexmark. Very bad day for the stock today. As you can see, the big gap down in April is what triggered this slide. A bit of a little minor rally here occurred on low volume with no technicals responding. And today, a rollover of $1.34, 4.5%, actually took out its declining tops line and is pressing hard on the trend line. If we break here, this could see a quick drop into the mid-20s. That's called 25 our trading target. Northern Oil and Gas has been in an ugly decline since it peaked in March at about the 33.5 range, all the way back down to 18.85. Bounced over the last few sessions and consolidated, but the channel has not been broken. The bottom of this channel appears to be at this point at an angle there. And I'm looking for a move to test the 17 range short term with possibly as low as 16. And that's NuStar Energy, broke a massive top formation here, came down hard and bounced back in a rising bear wedge here. Beginning to maybe roll over. We'll see if we get a plunge here, but if it fails here, you can see it rapidly fall down to the 59 range, maybe 60. That's my short-term target. Secondary target down in the 56.7 range. Nxstage Medical, NXTM. Massive top formation broke after a big uptrend. You can see where the zone of support lies. The first level of support here was taken out. It rallied back to it, failed right there, and backed off 84 cents today. If it breaks 17.25 thereabout, I'm looking for a move down to 14. Oshkosh, also a rollover type pattern, a big plunge at the end of April, a cascading type decline. Stock rolled over after a couple, 3 days of trying to rally with no technicals responding. As a matter of fact, technicals went lower. Stock is now falling back again. That was down 65 cents today. Short-term target at 24.5, currently 27.05. Universal Display, after a big up move in the last couple of years, seeing the stock go from about 10 or 11 up to 60, has then topped, rolled over hard in early May, has been in a bear flag type formation here. The major uptrend line here is we're not able to get back through that or lateral price resistance, and the declining 21-day moving average down 280 today. This one could start to fall apart rapidly, and I would expect this stock at this point, with that being the channel, to make a move down towards the mid-30s. This one could be a beauty. Keep an eye on PANL on the downside. PSE, Pioneer Southwest Energy Partners, after this oil and gas drilling and exploration company had a beautiful steady rise for the last 3 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, from the high single digits, $10 range up to mid-30s. It came down hard early last month in May, and then rallied right back to resistance, only to roll over at 83 cents today on low volume. If we do get a downside thrust, we may see a quick retest for the lows around 27. That's my short-term target. Secondary target at 24.5 range. Quest Software broke hard in early May, bounced around and formed a bear flag for the last 3-4 weeks. Today was down 57 cents, but could very well break out of this pattern to the downside and get down as low as 19, maybe 17.5. Those are my two targets. Rockwell Automation, in a declining phase, has broken hard in April, came down steadily, moved laterally and formed a bear wedge, and as you can see, despite this rally up here, then it rolled over hard today, down 211, and a break of this pattern here can really send this one wheeling. Quick short-term target is 57.5, followed by secondary target around 72.3. SSYS Stratasys broke hard in early May, bear wedge, and then broke from that. And then currently bear wedging underneath its rising trend line, which was broken, as well as lateral price resistance. This one is very weak, looks lower, and at this point I'm projecting a quick hit to about 31.5 for a couple points We'll see what we get once we test this level of support in here. If that's taken out, we can see some longer term support down in the mid-20s potentially. Tech data, strong rollover from a nice uptrend. Hard break here. 4 or 5 day rally back, weak technicals, and today a drop of $1. We may be on our way back down. If we take out 45.5, look for something around 42.3 range. Trimble, navigation, also broke hard at the end of April, early May. Bounced from the bear wedge over the last 4 weeks. Today was down $1.48. It may be breaking out of this pattern. If it does break to the downside, look for a quick test of 40, followed by further downside. It takes us into the mid-high 30s, maybe 36, 37 zone. USANA broke down in February, went sideways for 2 months and coiled, tried to break out, but couldn't get through key overhead resistance around 38.5 and rolled over hard again. That was followed by a very distinct bear wedge, which today was broken to the downside with a drop of 90 cents. Looking for a move to 25 here, short term. Beyond that, low 20s. WMS, a very negative pattern. Since January, the stock broke down. The end of January, rallied back to resistance, failed, rolled over hard into March, rallied once again to the declining tops line, this time gap lower sharply, and then formed the rising bear wedge. Since then, we failed at the declining tops line and moving average and rolled back down. A 2-day rally attempted here, failed. The stock's rolled over a little bit. A move down below the 30.5 range could lead to something in the 26.5 to 28 zone. Last day is XEC, the Cimarex energy company, which broke this topping pattern, snapped back to it, came down in a falling wedge, broke out of that to the upside. No surprise. Technical is not responsive. I'm looking for a roll back down that creates this pattern, with this being the declining tops line here, and this potentially being the channel bottom. A move down to as low as the low 80s could ensue, and that's our target for XEC. Good luck. You're going to need it. Talk to you soon.